Hello everyone, welcome to FITV. My name is Clarence Strong, representing Financial Insight. We are at Land-Linked Zambia 2025 and we are here at Ciêla Resort at the International Convention Center. And I have the pleasure of sitting with Dr. Max, who is the managing partner at Anura Partners, a South African-based consultancy firm. Welcome to Financial Insight.
Thank you very much for the invite.
So, tell us a little bit about yourself and about Anura Partners.
So at Anura Partners, we are a strategy consulting firm that specializes on making infrastructure projects happen. And biggest infrastructure projects that we're engaged in are in rail. And we've seen a lot of political will, appetite from funders, a lot of freight that wants to be moved that is already there. And we specialize in putting those pieces of the puzzle together in order to drive those projects forward. Because what we've seen is that there's a lot of ideas and a lot of ideas on corridors and operating models, but a lot of those discussions keep on iterating, but the projects don't really move forward. So we specialized on accelerating this process.
Okay, great. So Land-Linked Zambia is obviously touted as the premier transport and logistics conference for not just Zambia but for the region. And when you heard about it, what interested you the most?
Africa has a lot of resources, and those resources are often being extracted and exported. I think the discussion and the theme of the conference is not just to land-link or to transition landlocked countries into land-linked countries, for example, Zambia, Botswana, Zimbabwe, but actually also to build a logistics network that allows for beneficiation and value-added services before minerals get exported. So, in order to achieve value add on the continent, the logistics cost, i.e. the efficiency of the network or the logistics network needs to be improved. And I think it's absolutely critical for mineral-rich but landlocked countries to become land-linked and attract value chain steps into the country. Okay,
and since you are infrastructure consultancy company, I'm sure that you've imagined an ideal transport and logistics future for Southern Africa or for the region. What might that look like?
So I grew up in Europe, and when I was a kid, I remember border crossings where you had to get out of the car, stamp, go through customs. But that changed with the European Union, and particularly the customs union. There are no borders anymore, so you can just cross as a person, but also goods can just cross borders. I think the vision for Africa should be a borderless transport, borderless logistics that is run efficiently and run in a way that is inclusive so that everybody can benefit from it. The governments, the people, the freight owners.
Everybody keeps talking about this borderlessness. But I'm sure for people like me who maybe don't know all that much about it, our fear might be that, won't we just let in criminals and smuggling and so on? So how are nations secure when they are borderless? How does that work?
So the borderlessness, and I think that we're discussing here, is not necessarily free movement of people. That is part of the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement as an objective. But the borderlessness in the transport logistics as a context is mostly referred to that there are no long border crossings. So there are queues 30, 40, 50 kilometers sometimes between borders because a truck or a train has to go through customs in the country they're leaving, and then through customs the country they're entering. So typically there are two border posts. Now what's being discussed and already partially being implemented are one-stop border posts. So there's one border post where customs of both countries are being done. Becoming borderless in that regard would mean that you do the customs clearance before, and it's a digital tag, and there are technologies that support that. So you basically drive at the border, you have your papers in place, it's digital, they read the license plate, they know that with this license plate they know the freight, and with the freight they have the paperwork. You drive through and you don't have to stop. Maybe you have to stop to get your passport stamped, but you don't have to do customs declaration.
Okay.
And that would increase efficiency in transport significantly. As you might have heard, getting a container from China to a port in Africa might be quicker than getting it from a port in Africa to a landlocked country in Africa. And that is often driven by complex regulatory frameworks and then long wait times at borders.
Okay. If I may just ask, is this your first time visiting Zambia? And if it is, what you think? And if it's not, what else have you done around here before?
Many years ago, I've been on holiday at Vic Falls, but it's my first time visiting Zambia for business or for learning about the country, and also sharing experiences that we've had in other parts of the continent.
Okay. And your first time happened to be at this beautiful resort here at Ciêla?
First time, it's very beautiful, and it's a great conference venue. And I think it also shows because the quality of the audience, the speakers, is very high. A lot of relevant people have made their way to join us here at the conference, and I think it speaks for the organization, for the venue, and particularly for the theme of the conference.
Have you struck any deals or made those key connections that might one day down the line lead to signature on paper for some good
So
business?
infrastructure deals are typically not signed on the spot.
Okay.
But,
I can imagine.
We've continued with discussions we've had in the past. We created new contacts and had very valuable discussions that hopefully will create benefits for the countries and companies we're engaging with.
So we might agree that you've pretty much achieved your objectives for this conference.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's really good to know. Is there anything that you would like to share with our audience?
I would say believe in the future of logistics in Africa.
Okay.
The ministers, the transport ministers that were speaking on the panel together today, all shared each other's vision of creating an efficient, profitable logistics environment on the continent, in the region. And the thinking is absolutely the right thinking.
Yeah.
So now it's up to implementation, and I believe that governments and private sector have to work together closely in order to make this vision happen.
Okay. And on that note, Dr. Max, I would like to thank you for sitting here with us
Thank you very much.
Financial Insight. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
It was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Max of Anura Partners, and he's the managing partner there, and who's been kind enough to come and sit with us at Financial Insight. And you've been kind enough to watch us, and we thank you for that. Clarence Strong, get to know.